Dear students, loving Sai Ram and welcome back. In the last two lectures, we have seen what are plane mirrors, what do we mean by the phenomena of reflection of light, what is the image formation in a plane mirror, and what are the different characteristics of the image formed in a plane mirror. We have also seen what are spherical mirrors, how are they classified as, what are the different parts of a spherical mirror, and finally what are the rules for image formation in the spherical mirror. Now in this particular module we will be discussing how the image is formed in a concave mirror and the image formation in a convex mirror. So what do? We have a mirror that is placed and the object is placed in front of the mirror. Now as the object approaches the mirror, as the object moves towards the mirror and is positioned at various points in front of the mirror, we see the image formed. Image can be formed on the same side or on a different side, and based on the image that is obtained, we talk of the three properties, that is the position of the image, the nature of the image, and the size of the image formed. So all of us know that concave mirror is also called a converging mirror because it converges, it focuses all the parallel rays of light that are falling on it to a point which is on the same side of the mirror, on the same side of the object. So this, because of the curvature of the mirror that you see and the mirror being bent inwards, so this is the reflecting side, and outside the other side of the mirror is coated. So what happens? All the rays of light, because of falling at various points on the mirror, due to the texture, due to the curvature of the mirror, they are focused inwards, and hence we call this as a converging mirror. A concave mirror is also called as a converging mirror because it collects the light that falls on it, refocusing the parallel incoming rays towards the focus. A concave mirror can produce both real image and virtual image. So concave mirror can produce real image also and virtual image also. Later when we discuss convex mirrors, we see that convex mirror produces only virtual images and not plain real images. So case 1 of the concave mirror, the object is placed at infinity. So this is how we depict our object. The object is placed at infinity. Now what do we mean by infinity? Infinity literally does not mean it's so far away, but compared to the dimension of the mirror, the object is placed quite far from the mirror. Suppose you are situated here and you are holding a mirror, small concave mirror in your hand. Any buildings that are quite far away, or the distant hills, or for that matter even the sun that is being reflected in the mirror, can be thought of as infinity. So infinity is not a particular point, but generally we mean that compared to the dimensions of the mirror, distances that are quite far away. So the object is placed at infinity. AB denotes the object now, and this is how we, while drawing the ray diagrams, we place the object like this with a arrow pointing upward. Now the object emits rays of light, and from every point of the object there are rays of light that are coming. Now whenever the object is placed at infinity, there are parallel rays of light that are coming. Now if you want to understand this, for example, we have sun which is placed at a very far off distance or infinitely large distance from the earth, and sun sends rays of light. There are many rays of light. In fact, there is a beam of light that is coming towards the earth. Now all the rays of light, that is the beam of light starting from the sun, it emerges from a single source, and as it comes it diverges and reaches the earth. But because the distance is quite large, we see that all these rays of light, though they are coming from the same source, they appear parallel. We make this approximation and say that whenever the object is placed quite far away, whenever the object is at infinity, the rays of light coming from the object are parallel, and this is the approximation that we make. Similarly, suppose, just look at this, from a point there are many rays of light that are coming. Now, there are many rays of light. In between, the density will be quite huge. Now, from a single point, these rays of light are emerging. But if you focus only on this part, after traveling a very quite large distance, we can approximate that all these rays of light, they appear parallel, though they are not parallel, though they are different rays of light converging from the same source, or they are emerging from the same source. But we see that after traveling quite a large distance, very large distance, we can never make out that these rays are emerging from a single point. It looks as if these are parallel rays of light that are coming. Now, using the same approximation, we can tell that whenever the object AB is placed at infinity, we know that it emits rays of light in all direction, but after traveling quite large distance, these appear to be parallel. So now, how do we construct the image? Parallel rays of light are coming, it falls on the mirror, and now we use the rule 1 for the image formation in a concave mirror. Any ray of light falling parallel or coming parallel to the principal axis, after the reflection from the mirror surface, it always passes through the focus. So let's pick up only two rays of light, the first and second. This is the principal axis. This is the center of curvature that is marked. This is the principal focus. So this is center of curvature. This is principal focus. This is the pole of the mirror. Now, using the rule 1 for the image formation in a concave mirror, these two rays of light which are coming parallel to the principal axis, the arrows show the direction in which the rays are traveling. After the reflection from the mirror, they pass through the point focus. So what happens? These two meet exactly at the focus, and the object is having this dimensions, but the image is formed very small. The dimension of the image is quite small. We can say that the image is diminished compared to the object. So when you are drawing, suppose when you are asked to draw the ray diagram, how do we do it? We draw. Now suppose you are asked to draw the ray diagram, this is how we do. We know that concave mirror, we draw like this and shade the outside part, and using a scale we draw a straight line passing through the center of the mirror, and this is called pole. Now we need 2 points in front of the mirror, we call focus and center of curvature. And you also know that suppose you are putting the focus somewhere like 3 centimeters in front of the mirror, the center of curvature should be exactly located at 6 centimeters. So this is how we draw the image. So we need to use a scale and take the measurements. This need not be completely curved this way, nor it should be almost like a straight line. Both these ways of drawing a concave mirror, this is false. Similarly, suppose if you draw the concave mirror like this, this is also false. So this way you should not be drawing the concave mirror. With little curvature, with less of curvature, you can draw like this and then shade it outside so that we know this is a concave mirror. So when you are asked to draw the ray diagram, We draw the mirror first, we draw a parallel line, we draw a straight line passing through the center of the mirror. We call this the principal axis. So, this is called principal axis. And using proper distances, suppose you mark this at 3 centimeters, we have to mark the center of curvature at 6. Suppose you make it 2 centimeters, this point should be marked on the scale exactly at 4 centimeters. Now, for the first case, the object is placed at infinity, which means we have to draw the object like this, quite far from the mirror. These need not be mentioned in your ray diagram. These distances need not be mentioned, but this whatever you are marking should be exactly half of the whole. Suppose you have drawn and then you have marked PC as 12 centimeters. For example, somebody marked PC as 12 centimeters, which means exactly at 6 centimeters you should have your focus. No need to mention, nobody will ask you to draw exactly unless there are some questions that are mentioned as a part of your numericals, which we will be looking later. But in general, when you are asked to draw a ray diagram, you need not mention these dimensions, these values you need not mention, but ensure that the whole is exactly double of this distance. The whole distance PC is exactly double of FP. So, this is how we place the object at infinity, and then we draw any two rays of light that are coming from the object. So, let us redraw this once more in a better way. So, this is the concave mirror for us with little of curvature. This is pole, this is focus, this is center of curvature. Even approximately when you are drawing, this whole thing should be double of this. And then I place my object here, I call it AB. Now, out of many rays of light that are coming, I choose two rays of light that are coming parallel to the principal axis. And object at infinity, when it is quite far away, the rays that are emerging are parallel rays. So, therefore, I choose any two rays of light that are coming, and I need to put the arrows because this arrows will determine the direction in which the light rays are travelling. From rule 1, we know that after the reflection from the mirror, this ray of light bends inwards and passes through the focus. Similarly, this ray of light bends inwards and passes through the focus. So, the image is formed at the focus because these two rays converge. Now, we need to check what is the position, nature and size of the image that is formed. Position of the image. Where is the position of the image? When the object is placed at infinity, image is formed at the principal focus of the concave mirror. What is nature of the image? It is a real image because it can be obtained, it can be focused on a screen that is placed in front of the mirror, and it is inverted because all real images are inverted. Any virtual image is erect. And what is the size of the image? Very, very small compared to the size of the object. So, size of the image compared to the object will be highly diminished. Highly diminished means what? It is highly point sized image. The image is very, very small compared to the dimension of the object. So, after seeing the case 1, so where is the object placed? Object is placed at infinity. When you are talking of the image formed, the position of the image is at focus. The nature of the image is real and inverted. The size of the image is highly diminished. In your lab, when you are checking this particular experiment, suppose the object is placed at infinity, suppose when you try to focus the rays of sunlight on any point in front of the mirror, you see that the dimension of sun, very, very large, it is a huge sized object, but the image will be point sized compared to the size of the object, the size of the image is highly diminished. So, this will complete the image formation in concave mirror when the object is placed at infinity. Now, what do we do? From infinity we start getting the object closer and closer towards the mirror. Let us see the second case. Object is placed beyond C. So, this is the concave mirror. Initially we placed the object at infinity. Now, we started getting object closer to the mirror. So, what is the next point? Anywhere beyond C means it is not very far away and it is not somewhere exactly inside also, it is somewhere near. Object is placed beyond C. So, it is not far away as infinity, but little far from the mirror, which means beyond the point C we have placed. Now, because the object is not at infinity, there are many rays of light that are emerging from the object. So, we choose any two rays of light, one ray of light. So, there are many rays of light you can visualize. These are not the only two rays that are coming. From every point of the object there are different rays of light that are coming. Of those rays we have picked up this first ray and the second ray. Why did we choose this? Because from the rules for image formation in a concave mirror, any ray of light passing parallel, so out of the infinite rays of light emerging from the object, one ray will be almost like parallel to the principal axis. Now, this particular ray of light parallel to the principal axis, after the reflection it passes through the focus. So, the first ray of light when it touches the mirror surface, it reflects and passes through the focus. So, I got one ray of light for the image formed. Now, what do we do? Another ray of light, out of those many many rays of light that are falling, this particular ray of light which passes through the center of curvature. Rule 3 for the image formation in concave mirror, if you remember, any ray of light passing through the center of curvature, after the reflection from the mirror surface, it retraces the same path. It goes back along the same path. So, ray 1, it reflected through the focus. Of course, these rays will be proper, it should be drawn properly, which means always whenever you are drawing the concave mirror or the convex mirror ray diagrams, you must use a scale and pencil for drawing it parallel, otherwise you will not be able to make out. Ray diagram should not be drawn with free hand, always it is a practice to use scale and pencil whenever you are drawing the ray diagrams. So, one ray of light parallel to the principal axis passes through the focus. Out of many other rays of light, that particular ray of light which passes through the center of curvature, after the reflection retraces back along the same path, which means the first ray of light and the second ray of light, these two are meeting at this point. So, which means what? My image is formed here. So, this particular ray of light and the second ray of light, they converge at this point, which means they are not falling at the focus. Initially when the object was infinity, all of them passed through the focus. Now, when the object came nearby, these points are not falling at the focus, but between C and F. Anyway, if you draw, you will be able to get that this will be between C and F. So, the object is placed, this is the object now, AB. So, this will be the image that is formed. The rays of light, like that, if you can visualize clearly that all the rays of light that are falling on the mirror and reflecting back, these two rays of light will form 2 points on the image. Like that, if you are able to reconstruct or visualize all the rays of light, all the rays will be converging at this point and then they recreate the image at this particular point between C and F. Now, you have used rule 1 and rule 3 in this particular ray diagram. Some people choose rule 2 also. What is the second rule? Any ray of light passing through the focus. So, we have used rule 1 and rule 3 now. Suppose you want rule 1 and rule 2 only, which means I take another ray of light that is passing through the focus. Let us draw it once more so that it will be clear for you. So, one ray of light, it came here and then it passed through the focus. Now, Suppose if I draw any ray of light passing through the focus, after the reflection from surface, what will happen? It will emerge parallel to the principal axis. I mean, this will be parallel line if you use a scale and pencil. Carefully, if you draw this a straight line passing through the focus and another straight line which is parallel to the principal axis, you will see that still the image is formed between C and F only. So, if in case you are wondering why we should use rule 1 and rule 3 only, whenever you are drawing the image formation for a concave mirror or convex mirror, out of the 3 main rules that we have stated in the previous lecture, you can pick up any 2 rules so that the image is formed correctly at the same distance. So, whether you use rule 1 and rule 3, or if you use rule 1 and rule 2, or if you use rule 2 and rule 3, in any case the image is always formed between C and F. So, this way the image is formed between C and F whenever the object is placed near the mirror. So, let us see how do we write. Position of the image between C and F. Remember, the position of the object is beyond C, position of the image is between C and F. Nature of the image, if you have seen the ray diagram, the image is formed like this: real and inverted. Real, because in front of the mirror the image is formed, and then you can obtain the image on a screen that is placed in front of the mirror. Similarly, what is the size of the image? It is diminished. In the first case it was highly diminished, now it is diminished, which means what? Suppose the object is having object is of 5 centimeters length, the image formed will be less than 5, maybe it can be 3 centimeters or 2.7 or it can be anything. So, it is not highly diminished. So, the position of the image is between C and F, nature of the image is real and inverted, size of the image is diminished. So, this will complete the case 2 of the image formed in a concave mirror. Let us go to the case 3. Now, what did we do initially? Object at infinity, object beyond C. Now, object is placed exactly at C. The object is placed at C. Now, out of the infinite rays of light that are coming from the object, again we choose 2 rays of light. So, always the ray of light parallel to the principal axis, it is easier because always this ray of light reflects and passes through the focus. So, it passes through the focus. Now, another ray of light which is passing through the focus, after the reflection it emerges parallel to the principal axis. Now, using these 2 rays of light, when I see where they meet and draw the image, the reconstructed image will be formed exactly at the point C. All this can be verified in the laboratory, and compared to the dimension, once you know the focal length of the mirror, compared to the focal length you know where to mark the center of curvature. Now, at infinity, beyond C, at C, as you keep placing different objects at different positions in front of the mirror, you can actually verify all of these. That suppose you place a 10 centimeter tall object at C in front of a concave mirror, exactly you can locate the image at same point with the same dimension. The object is also having 10 centimeter, the image is also 10 centimeter tall. So, there is no difference at all, but it is inverted, which means it is a real image. A real image is formed at C, which is inverted, and the size of the image is as the same size of the object. So, therefore, this is how we can draw the ray diagram in case 3 of the concave mirror. So, let us write down. Position of the image, position of the object is at C, position of the image is also at C. Nature of the image, what is the nature of the image? Real and inverted. Size of the image is same as the size of the object. So, in the case 3 we have seen that when the object is placed at C, the position of the image is also at C, the nature is real and inverted, the size of the image is the same size as that of the object. Let us check the case 4 where the object is placed between C and F. The object is placed between C and F, and now in this particular case we try to actually draw the image, draw the concave mirror, place the object, and then we are trying to check the case of image formation. In your textbook these images will be looking very good because they use all parallel rays of light, but with a freehand diagram also you should be able to recreate the image exactly at the same distance. So, only for this particular case we are trying to recreate and then check whether the object, when it is placed here, what will be the position, nature and the size of the image that is formed. So, look at it carefully. I have drawn a concave mirror here, and then we have drawn the principal axis passing through the center of the mirror, and we name this point pole. The focal point and the center of curvature, these 2 points, so center of curvature and focal point, these 2 points are chosen in such a way that even when you are drawing with a free diagram, without using any scale and without checking for actual parallel rays of light, suppose you are drawing with a free hand, even then this distance should be exactly double of the distance FP, or FP should be exactly half of PC. So, in this particular way you should be able to, so even though I do not have a scale with me, I am able to almost approximately, now once you look at the diagram you will be able to make out that this distance PC is exactly double of the distance FP, that is F, that is the focal point, is the exact midpoint of PC. Now, we place the object between C and F. Between C and F we have placed the object. So, one ray of light that is passing or that is going parallel to the principal axis, after the reflection passes through the focus. We have used the rule 1 for image formation. Another ray of light passing through the principal focus after the reflection. So, this is my ray 1 out of the infinite rays that are emerging from the object. I have chosen this particular ray which is parallel and passes through the focus, and then another ray of light which is passing through the focus and emerging parallel. Now, when I mean parallel, this ray of light and this ray of light and principal axis, all three are parallel. Though we have not used scale, we should be able to depict them. But of course, when you are drawing the ray diagrams correctly, when you want the exact distances, you want the exact measurements and exact positions of the images to be correct, then you should be able to draw it in a much better way with scale and pencil. So, without scale and pencil, with a free hand, when you draw also, you will be able to get it correctly based on the approximations that we make. So, this ray of light, parallel ray of light, passes through the focus. The second ray of light passing through the focus emerges parallel to the principal axis, rule 2. Now, what do we know? These two rays, these are meeting at the point here, at this point. So, when I draw my image from the principal axis, the object is AB, the image I have marked as A prime, B prime. So, the image formed is beyond C now. Beyond C means beyond this point C in front of the mirror. So, it is a real image, inverted image, and this distance, the length of the image is a bit larger, or the image is a bit taller than the object that is placed. So, let us formulate this particular image formation in convex mirror case 4. So, what will be the position of the image? Position of the image is beyond C. Nature of the image, real and inverted. Size of the image is enlarged. So, this is how we formulate our result for the image formed when we place the object between C and F. Now, let us come to the next case. So, initially till now if you would have seen, the object is placed at infinity, beyond C, at C, between C and F. Now, we came to the point F, that is the principal focus of the concave mirror. We have drawn the concave mirror, we have marked the pole. Now, one ray of light that is coming from the object which is parallel to the principal axis, this passes through the principal focus. Passes through this point F. Another ray of light which is emerging from the object after the reflection. Now, this another ray of light we have chosen in such a way that the ray of light which is directed along the center of curvature. So, this ray of light which is having its orientation along the center of curvature, as this ray of light comes from the object, it hits the mirror, it retraces back the same path. So, after the reflection from the many infinite rays of light that are coming from the object, that particular ray of light which is aligned along the center of curvature axis, it hits the mirror and passes through the same center of curvature without any deviation. So, I have got my two rays of light. This is the first ray of light parallel to the principal axis, passes through the principal focus after the reflection. The next one, this ray of light passing through the center of curvature goes undeviated. Now, by using scale and pencil, if we draw these perfectly, that means if you maintain the parallel nature between the lines and then if we mark these positions carefully, you will see that these two rays of light, they never meet on this side of the mirror, which means what? These two are parallel lines and they only meet at infinity, which means they never meet at all. They are going somewhere towards infinity. So, therefore, in this particular case, how do we say the position, nature and size of the image? Position of the image at infinity, nature of the image, real and inverted, size of the image, highly enlarged. Highly enlarged because from the principal axis, if you see, the image is formed somewhere at infinity, which means the image is quite enlarged. And this is what exactly happens when we stand in front of a concave mirror and we are situated exactly at the focus of the mirror, and then we see our image is quite enlarged and we look inverted. So, these kinds of different images that are formed, these are used in the science fairs and science exhibitions where they have displays of various mirrors of different focal lengths, different curvatures, so that in at one particular spot we will see ourselves inverted, in some other spot we look erect, in some other spot when we stand we see our image is quite tall, we are short. So, different kinds of images. So, this is the principle they use when they display various kinds of mirrors in the science exhibitions. So, what happens? They choose a particular point on the ground and the mirror is placed there. So, with respect to that particular point, which will be the focal point or the center of curvature for that particular mirror, what happens? as we move away and further to the mirror, we can see all these changes that are happening. Let's go to the next case, the last case, that is the object. Now, these are the different positions we have got. Initially at infinity, object beyond C, object at C, object between C and F, object at F is over, and the last case, object placed between focus and pole of the mirror. And in this particular case, this is a special case because only whenever the object is placed between focus and the pole, we see that the image is formed inside the mirror, or that is to say that the image cannot be obtained on a screen and the image formed will be virtual in nature. So, let us check again. The object is placed here between focus and pole. You can place it anywhere in between. One ray of light that is coming parallel to the principal axis, after the reflection passes through the focus. Use scale and pencil so that this lines will be straight without any curvature, and another ray of light which is emerging from the object, which is directed along the center of curvature, it retraces along the same path. It retraces along the same path and goes. Now, if you observe carefully, these two rays will be diverging this side, they are diverging and going. So, a ray of light which is passing through and then reflecting from the center of curvature, it goes like this. Use scale so that you get a straight line. Now, if you carefully observe these two rays, they are diverging, which means on this side of the mirror, these two rays will never meet. And on the other side of the mirror, suppose these two rays of light, they are hitting and going. Suppose you extend them and they meet somewhere inside the mirror, this is how the image will be formed. In this particular case alone, we will be getting an erect image and the image formed will be virtual in nature. Only whenever the object is placed between pole and the focus of a concave mirror, we see that the image is never formed outside or this side of the mirror, but the image is formed always inwards, and the object will be, the image formed will be virtual in nature. This you can see when you take a spoon of a bigger size, a ladle, and then if you try to keep it very close to your face, you will be able to make out that whenever the object is placed very quite close to you, you will be seeing your face virtual and erect. Suppose whenever it is far away, then you will be able to see that the object will be inverted or upside down. So, let us formulate the result now. Position of the image inside the mirror, nature of the image virtual and erect, size of the image is enlarged. If you look carefully, if you remember that the image is formed inside, it is having the dimensions of the image can be observed to be larger than the dimensions of the object. So, this will complete all the 6 cases of image formation in a concave mirror. Now, this is how we tabulate the result. So, position of the object, position of the image, size of the image and nature of the image. So, object placed at infinity, position of the image is at focus. So, this is the case 1, this is case 2, case 3, 4, 5 and 6. So, these are the 6 cases. So, when the object is placed at infinity, we know the image is formed at the focus, point sized or highly diminished, these are the words we use, and real and inverted. Like that, when you check for case 2, 3, 4 and 5, in all the 5, the image formed is real and inverted always. Only in the last case, if you observe, you will see that the image formed is virtual and erect. which means whenever the object is placed between focus and pole, the image is formed behind the mirror or inside the mirror, it is enlarged and it is virtual and erect. So, this completes the image formation in a concave mirror. Similarly, a convex mirror, let us check what will be the image, how the image is formed in a convex mirror. A convex mirror is also called a diverging mirror. Why do we call it diverging? Rays of light that are falling on the convex mirror, because of the curvature, the bend being outward, which means this is the reflecting surface now. Now, all of you are aware that the outside, this is the reflecting surface, of the convex mirror, and because of its curvature or bend being in this particular way, the rays of light are diverged. They diverge, and on this side of the mirror they never meet at all, because the rays are diverging. On this side there is no image that is formed. So, all the images are formed inside the mirror only, and inside the mirror, since we are not able to obtain, it is a virtual image, we cannot obtain this image on a screen, it is always a virtual image and an erect image. A convex mirror produces only virtual images, there is no real image in the case of a convex mirror. Let us check what are the different cases. Object placed at infinity. Now, again we place the object at infinity. So, on this side of the mirror we do not have any particular points. Let us check why. Object is placed at infinity, parallel rays of light are coming. Now, out of many parallel rays of light that are coming, I can choose any, we have taken 4 cases here, but let us choose only 2 for simplicity. So, this ray of light that is coming parallel, after hitting the mirror surface, it is diverging, and this appears to pass through the focus of the mirror. The focus, the principal focus of a convex mirror is situated inside the mirror, and the method to find the focal length of a convex mirror is a bit complicated than finding the focal length of a concave mirror, because the rays of light are not exactly converging to a point. So, therefore, it becomes quite little bit tough to find the focal length of a convex mirror, but however there are methods to find that. So, parallel rays of light that are coming, what happens? After the reflection they are diverging, and all these parallel rays of light, they appear to converge at a single point, and that point is defined to be the principal focus of a convex mirror. So, for a convex mirror, on this side there are no different points. In concave mirror we can mark what is the focus, principal focus point, what is the center of curvature, different points. So, therefore, we can keep on placing the object at different points, because in convex mirror there is no reference point on this side of the mirror and the object is placed here. So, therefore, there are only 2 cases, unlike concave mirror. So, in concave mirror we have got 6 different cases, whereas in convex mirror there are only 2 cases. When the object is placed at infinity, what will happen to the image formed, and when the object is placed anywhere near the mirror, what will happen to the image formed. So, let us see the case 1, object placed at infinity. So, 2 rays of light, they appear to merge at this particular point called the focus. So, we know it is highly diminished. Look at the dimension of the object, look at the size, and look at the size of the image formed. It is highly diminished, and since it is formed inside the mirror, it is virtual and erect. We can never obtain this kind of image in a convex mirror on a screen. So, therefore, let us tabulate. Position of the image is at the principal focus inside the mirror. Nature of the image, virtual and erect. Size of the image is highly diminished. So, whenever we place an object at infinity in front of a convex mirror, this will be the position, nature and size of the image that is formed. Now, let us go to the next one. object is placed between infinity and pole. So, this is the pole of the convex mirror now. There are no reference points on the left side of my mirror. So, therefore, this will be the only case for the convex mirror now. Object is placed between infinity and pole. So, I have placed my object here. Now, from this object, infinite rays of light that are coming, of them, that particular ray of light which is parallel to the principal axis, after the reflection from the mirror, it is diverging and going off here, but it appears as if it is coming from a point called the focus. So, this will be the focus of the convex mirror. Remember, for a convex mirror, the focus and center of curvature should be placed inside. So, this ray of light appears to pass through the focus. Another ray of light which is directed along the axis of center of curvature. This ray of light, after the reflection from the mirror, it retraces back along the same path. So, this side, so this ray of light is going like this ray of light is going like this. So, these two rays, they never meet this side of the mirror, but what happens if you extend this inward, it appears that the second ray of light which is along the axis of center of curvature appears to pass through the center of curvature. So, check where these two lines appear to meet, they appear as if they are meeting here, which means what? Whenever the object is placed in front of the mirror near to the convex mirror, that is object placed between infinity and pole, the image is always formed inside the mirror between pole and the focus. A virtual image which is erect is formed between pole and the focus, and the size of the image, if you see, it is diminished compared to the size of the object. These are the only two cases that are appearing in the convex mirror. So, let us tabulate. Position of the image, where is the position of the image is inside the mirror between pole and focus. Nature of the image is virtual and erect. Size of the image is diminished. It is small in dimension compared to the size of the object. So, therefore, this when we show it in the tabular column, we see that when the object is placed at infinity, position of the image is at the focus. For the first case, it is at the focus behind the mirror, size is highly diminished, virtual and erect. In the second case, between infinity and pole, the position of the image is between focus and pole behind the mirror or inside the mirror, it is diminished, not highly diminished, it is a bit diminished, and it is virtual and erect. So, this completes the module of where we have checked the image formation in a concave mirror and a convex mirror by drawing the suitable ray diagrams. So, with this we conclude the module, and then we continue with the next lecture where we talk of another phenomenon of light called the refraction of light. Thank you and Sai Ram.